racism, communism, sexism. Can we put it down cause and effect, please? Okay. I want to offer some advice. I've had a weird life, we'll put it that way. But that weird life gives you experiences and insight and wisdom that most people don't know. I think the first thing my advice would be to people today would be start paying attention. Really, really pay attention. Now, this whole MAGA movement, it's not really a MAGA movement. It's more of a worldwide movement. Because it has to be. Because it's not like they're just going to forget the fact that a certain president is now president. They're going to want to stop that at all cost. Now what I mean by really pay attention is, I think people don't understand how big of a hurdle it's going to be. When I hear anything from the government, stuff like that, I never respond, because too many people respond, and what they're not doing is they're not putting what has been told to them through a proper processing. Because politicians speak legalese to start with. That means that when they're like, think of Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, right? He did. What he was trying to do was legalise his way out of it, okay? And they talk like this all day. When they make you promises, they go, we plan on it. Well, what you plan on and what you will do, two different things. So when they speak, listen to every word, because the devil is in the details. Also, too many people really, really do not know the law. I just finished spending 7 years living in a black third world country. I ended up getting custom adopted. Like, I hung out with these people because they're awesome. But their laws are based on the exact same principles and book as Western law, which is the King James Bible. But here's the thing. They don't have all this illegal stuff. They don't have all this thing like, oh, you committed an offence. Well, what's an offence? It's to offend. It's not against the law to offend the government. Too bad. You didn't break the law. So all this assuming all these tickets for all these different insane things, and they turn around and they go, oh, okay, now you have to give me money for that. Well, where's it going? It's not going to someone you hurt. There's no compensation. It goes straight in their coffers because you did something they didn't want you doing. They don't work for you. You don't work for them. They work for you. So I think people need to start relearning the law, because when I lived in Vanuatu, their country is very, very young from their independence from the French. And so they still have a true deep understanding of what it means to have common law, and that's got to come back. People don't run things through a history filter where they go, well, they try to pull this shit before. Perfect example, climate change. The first time they complained that I know of about the climate was going to, the icebergs were going to melt, and blah, 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 blah. It was in 1922. That's 102 years ago. And then in the 70s, because I was around, they were saying we were going to have an ice age. And then in the 80s, oh, the ozone layer is gone. Sorry, a bit dry. And then in the early 2000s, back to it. From Al Gore, global warming again. You want to know something about Al Gore? Ready? I'm old. I've been around for most of this. Al Gore, when he was doing his climate change stuff, owned a company called, no, owned a company, had a business partner called David Blood. Their carbon credit selling company was called Blood and Gore. They put it right in your face. Okay, so I think people have to start really, really absorbing what's going on. Because the second you do, they'll start noticing. And the moment they start noticing, they'll go, oh shit, they've caught on. Then you have to run it through the money filter. Well, the money filters usually ran through first. Who's profiting? Who's profiting? What are they gaining? Are they gaining more land? Are they taking away more of our rights? Are they just making a buttload of money? Run it through that filter. And then, last but not least, run it through the human behaviour filter of psychology. Like, we've got the Milgram's experiment, we've got Stanford prison experiment, and we've got the monster study, all being conducted in real world time right now. But they're not experiments. The monster study, that's where they got kids with blue eyes and brown eyes. And depending on the eye colour, the kid either got treated well or got treated like trash. The only difference now is skin colour. So people have to start really understanding how much they're being played, because even the way news is delivered, what they do is there. If they don't want you to think about it, they'll make it an emotional thing. If they don't want you getting emotional about it, they'll make it a neurological thing. Oh, there's poverty in the streets. Well, we can't fix that. There's a war in Ukraine. We need money. See? Two totally different. Don't care about the people on the street, care about the people over here. And they're reversing that on people. So people are, the moment people respond, they go, oh, the wrong way. You're going in the wrong direction. Now, I think it's awesome what's going on around the world. I really do. I think it's beautiful, finally. Because when I was living on the island, it really gave me a chance to get outside and see what's really going on. Like, what is really, really, really going on. And I think people are, they're losing their cultures. And I don't mean black people and white people. I mean America is losing American culture. Australia's losing Australian culture. But all these other cultures, you go to Japan, it's still Japan. It's still Japan. It's not about how diverse it is. It's more about, well, here, this is how we're very polite to each other. We look out for our neighbours, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about your religious things. We don't argue about it. And people are just turning up and just going, well, aren't being taught or being expected to integrate. I'll put it that way. And I think that it's obviously being done deliberately, and we know by who. But yeah, what I want to do is I'm gonna start doing little clips, because the law thing. It's more to do with the law and the psychology, because the law is, like, when people say freedom, I think to myself, I giggle, because I just go, you have no idea. They're doing freedom the exact same way that we were doing in the 70s. The exact same way. It's like being in the 70s, when you had freedom. We could have it then, but now we can't have it. If we can't have it now, then it's not freedom. And I think that needs to, I think people need to start going, wait, no. You don't get to finance just because we parked here for too long. We were here first. Here all day, whatever. In the city, that might be different, but, it's getting too out of hand. And the more people that start to go, hey, instead of just being reactive to whatever is happening, push back in places they weren't expecting, because they'll be understaffed in that area and they'll get overwhelmed, and it's just they'll go, oh shit, they're waking up to all of this. And yeah, that's my advice, because they want what? Population reduction and maxed out at by 2047, I think they said, World Economic Forum, which means that 23 years from now, our children, they don't want to be here. For lack of words that I could say. But what I'll do is I'll leave a couple of links in the clip and watch them, because, oh, well, you know, hopefully you watch them. But if you do, I'm going to show you clips you've probably never seen, just because I was doing this when YouTube first came out, learning and watching and paying attention. And that was, yeah. But then when I left in 2016 and went to the island, that's when I walked away from it all. But yeah, I've got a lot of clips that you've probably never seen that will probably make you go, oh, I get it. So hopefully, anyway, hope you have a good day. Don't let anything get you down. There's plenty of people in the world ready to give you a kick in the backside the moment you fall. So have a good day and take care. Hopefully I'll see you soon.